When people see that connection, they get energy out, they feel the importance, and if they
Is the issue with the line or it's like this off?
No, I'm just want to ask you, is it my problem or everybody is the same problem?
I think Rajeshwari, your line is
Rajeshwari, connection is weak.
Okay,
internet is
okay.
unclear.
Okay.
Yeah, perhaps if you can restart, be good.
support learning in which has support to develop oral communication and leadership skills, foster self-confidence and personal growth. And honored guest. Good afternoon. I, for the meeting number 427. Few reminder before we begin. Please maintain silence during the speeches by muting your audio, but keep your video on all the time. I truly believe that connecting the dots in our life is an art to stay positive and happy in any kind of situations. Now it's time to introduce one such a leader who has his own style, plan, method, and strategy for achieving a particular goal. He follows the vision and shows others the way to achieve the vision. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Owen Preston.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, for that wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. I would like to call this meeting number 427 to order. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all for this wonderful Toastmasters Club WMC meeting number 427. We are glad that our founder president, Dr. Babu, is still part of this esteemed club and he is among us. He will be joining us shortly. I'm sure today's meeting will be a scintillating one. We all know the importance of the language. And if one uses good language while speaking, people are drawn towards them and pay attention to listen to that speaker. Yes, it is time now to introduce the grammarian of the day as well as the word of the day. We have one common distinct personality among us who has a contagious smile. He runs the WMC Gavels Club single-handedly and has such a great positive influence on our Gaveliers. He is residing in Bahrain for the past 20 years and he has 3 decades of experience of working in the aviation industry, and for past 10 years he is into training. He proudly says that he has connected with the WMC family even before joining the WMC Toastmasters Club, as he had been in association with DTM Rekha since 2002 and is an old patient of Dr. Babu. Well, I guess probably Dr. Babu lured him to the Toastmasters world along with this medication. Let's hear from our grammarian of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, TM Panambalam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Owen, for that wonderful introduction. And good evening, all of you. For the benefit of the guests, let me quickly explain the role of a grammarian. It's a responsibility of the grammarian to note introduce a word of the day and monitor the usage of the word of the day during the meeting, and as well as keep an eye on the good usages, English usages, and point out any areas of improvement. Coming back to the word of the day for today, the word of the day is scintillate. That means to emit sparks or to sparkle, or like flash. It can be used like in a sentence, the stars scintillate brilliantly in the sky. I've also posted this in the chat as well, so you can have a look at it. Another example for the sentence is, you too can develop a scintillating personality when you join a Toastmasters club. So I'll be closely monitoring all the speeches to find out the usage of the word and as well as good usage of English. Thank you, and over to you, President.
Thank you. As a acting president, I would like to have the introduction of guests today. We have a few guests and also guest speakers. Let us go one by one. Shall I go first to GM Jomi?
Yes. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My name is, as you mentioned, my name is Jomi. I'm from Kuwait. Kuwait Bhavan's Toastmasters Club. We are a club. I've been a Toastmaster from 2019 onwards. I'm staying here with my family. I've got 2 kids. I'm working as an accountant over here. Yeah, that's it for the moment.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome
And
board.
thank you all for having me here.
Our pleasure. Okay, let's go to GM Latif.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, President, the acting president, and everyone here. I'm from Bhavan's Toastmasters Club. I'm from the same club where Toastmaster Jomi is. I saw this invitation of having a speaker slot, so I just wanted to deliver a speech in a different audience, and here I am. I hope I can deliver my project and get something from you as a future learning. Thank you very much, and over to you.
Thank you. Looking forward to hear you. Let's go to Mohammed Nabeel.
Thank you all. Good evening. It's my second time here as a guest. I'm Muhammad Nabeel, working here in Al Jazeera Group. I'm in Bahrain for the last 8 years. As Mr. Panambalam highlighted, I'm a good example. I'm not that scintillating personality. I know that, so I have to work hard to overcome my shortcomings. So I'm looking forward to join Toastmasters, inshallah. Thank you all.
Definitely, yeah. Looking forward. Hopefully, you'll join us soon. Yeah, and you'll enjoy this meeting. Yeah, we'll go to Mark Injam. Yeah.
Good evening to all. Myself, I am Mark Kandelu. Simply, we can call as Mark. It is a fully lengthy name, Mark Kandelu Injam. So everyone is called me as a Mark. I am staying here in Bahrain almost 2.5 years, and I've been working in at one of the IT company in Bahrain. So thank you for inviting for Raghu this Toastmaster Club. So thank you for all having me here.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go to our area director, GM Hadi Jasim. He's here on official visit. Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Abdul Hadi. I'm the area director, and I'm here to attend this meeting and enjoy as usual. And the WMC is well-known club in the area, and this is the club that has established our club. And I'm happy here to be with you today. Thank you.
Thank you. Great to host you today. Okay, and we have one more guest joining in, Raj Jaipal. Raj, you are there? I think so. We just join in. Okay, let's get into. Okay, so we'll start. In this case, I will start the presidential address, being acting president. Okay. Let us give big thanks to our Toastmaster founder, Ralph C. Smedley. We wouldn't have this opportunity to have this scintillating meeting to understand the importance of connecting the dots if he had not founded this beautiful platform, if he would have not founded this beautiful platform way back in 1924. A round of applause to this visionary leader, ladies and gentlemen. In a small town, hundreds of years ago, a small business owner owned a large sum of money to a loan shark. The loan shark was very old and cruel guy that just so happened to fancy the business owner's daughter. He decided to offer the businessman a deal that would completely wipe out the debt he owed him. However, the catch was that he would only wipe out the debt if he could marry the businessman's daughter. Needless to say, this proposal was met with the look of disgust. The loan shark said that he would place 2 pebbles into a bag, one white and one black. The daughter would then have to reach into the bag and pick out a pebble. If it was black, the debt would be wiped, but the loan shark would then marry her. If it was white, the debt would also be wiped, but the daughter wouldn't have to marry the loan shark. Standing on a pebble-strewn path in the businessman's garden, the loan shark bent over and picked up 2 pebbles. Whilst he was picking them up, the daughter noticed that he had picked up 2 black pebbles and placed them both into the bag. He then asked the daughter to reach into the bag and pick one. The daughter naturally had 3 choices as to what she could have done. First, refuse to pick the pebble from the bag. Second, take both pebbles out of the bag and expose the loan shark for cheating. Third, pick a pebble from the bag fully well knowing it was black and sacrifice herself for her father's freedom. Any guesses? She drew out a pebble from the bag and before looking at it, accidentally dropped it into the midst of the other pebbles. She said to the loan shark, "Oh, how clumsy of me. Never mind. If you look into the bag for the one that is left, you will be able to tell which pebble I picked. The pebble left in the bag is obviously black." And see, as the loan shark didn't want to be exposed, he had to play along as if the pebble the daughter dropped was white and clear her father's debt. Moral of the story: it is always possible to overcome a tough situation through out-of-the-box thinking, not to give in to the only options think you have to pick from. Toastmaster is one such platform that teaches us to develop this out-of-the-box thinking with impromptu speaking. With this skill, fellow Toastmasters, we can solve otherwise difficult situations in our personal and professional lives. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's quickly get into the agenda. I hope all the role players are here. Yes, Tia Murli as well is here. Welcome, Tia Murli. So, yeah, we are having all the role players. So I guess any of you may adopt the agenda. One to propose and one to second. Yeah. TM Ganapathy is proposing. Someone to second, please. TM Yash is seconding. Thank you. Well, in today's digital world, dots are of great significance. Dots together make pictures or images. In technical terms, we call them as pixels. Picture abhi baki hai, and I will let our TMOD explain more on this theme. Now it's time to introduce the dashing and dynamic TMOD of the day. This gentleman is an ex-colleague and great friend, investment banker by profession, entrepreneur, champion speaker, and very dedicated individual with lots and lots of energy. A devoted father, born and brought up on this beautiful island, and is an excellent orator. Ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands to welcome TM Jeffrey Abraham. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. Good evening and a warm welcome to the 427th meeting of the WMC Toastmasters Club. Now today, since we have two non-Toastmasters here with us, and for the benefit of our guests, I believe I'll just tell you what exactly the entire agenda is going to be, specifically the education session. So the meeting will be divided into 3 education sessions. First, you're going to have prepared speeches where our Toastmasters will undertake a communication project that will test their willpower while quelling the butterflies in their stomach. Secondly, we have something called as table topics, and it's a time when some random topics will be chosen by the table topics master, and he'll call some unsuspecting people, and it could include you, non-Toastmasters, to come forward and speak for a few minutes, which is like 2 to 3 minutes, on a topic of your choice. Sorry, 1 to 2 minutes on a topic of your choice. And let's all pray that it's not going to be us. And then finally, the third part of the education session is going to be the evaluation, where the various speeches that were earlier done will be evaluated by the Toastmasters. And, obviously they'll be setting a higher bar for all those aspiring Toastmasters. So, as is protocol, I'm going to just give a small and brief introduction of the club. The club was founded in 2003 by A.S. Jose, and it was mentored by Matthew Uman and sponsored by T.L. Joy, and with Dr. Babu as the founder president. And we continue to be mentored and led by many of these esteemed and distinguished Toastmasters. The theme of the day is connecting the dots. I was in India last month, just for a week. Actually, I've been sort of I don't want to call myself a bachelor of sorts, but I've been away from my family for almost 3 months. It's the first time in a very long time, for almost 12 years. And so last month, I just went for a week, just went to India, good Gulf Air rates. So I just went there. And I was at my in-laws' place. And my wife's nephew, he was 2-year-old, he was scribbling on a pad. And upon closer inspection, I noticed that it had several dots on it. So I was trying to figure out what all these dots were trying to say, what was the picture it was trying to say. Because in all that chaos of the scribbling, I could really not place what exactly the completed picture that those dots were trying to tell. Now, after a few minutes of some brain gymnastics, I realized it was a picture of a horse with a rider on top of it. I slapped my forehead thinking, how it took me so long to figure something so obvious. As they say, hindsight is always 20. Your vision, hindsight vision is 20/20, right? And the event, it stayed with me for a few days. And as I returned, and as always is the case with me, when I go into an airport, I'm an avid collector of books. And I say the word collector and not an avid reader of books, because I'm a collector of books. So I went into the stall, and I saw, and I said, I need something to motivate me. I was a little down. My business is not going so well. So I went in and I saw a book. It's written by Reed Hastings. So he is the co-founder of Netflix. Okay, so I'm sure everyone here, probably most of you who are in the digital world, if not, if you don't have Netflix, good for you. If you had Netflix, well, you need to have some good time management skills. But nonetheless, so Reed Hastings, he, along with a professor at the INSEAD Business School, wrote a book, and it's called No Rules, Rules: Netflix and the Culture of Reinvention. And I just started reading that book voraciously, and I just kept reading and reading. And I came across a passage, and that is where I felt that the universe was speaking to me and leading to the theme of today's meeting. So in the introduction, Reed Hastings, he started talking about the famous commencement speech at Stanford University by Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs is saying, to all those children, all those, young men and women who are graduating college at Stanford, and he's giving this speech, and he's saying, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that all the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever it might be. And he says that this approach did not let him down, and it has made all the difference in his life. As I started pondering on those words, I just realized that oftentimes, most of us, we only think about our current situation and that, how things are not looking so good, especially during this COVID. I'm sure many of us have gone through financial pressure, familial pressure, probably even the loss of a loved one. I mean, it's been terrible. However, and some of us in our business, at our work, however, all of them are little dots in our lives. And as he says, you can't go and start expecting a perfect picture to be displayed right in front of you. We all want everything to be told to us right now. What is something going to be? I want it now. But whatever we have experienced in the past, good and bad, will define us in the future. And that is what today, even in Toastmastering, oftentimes many of us say, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But let me tell you, another meeting, we have less than 52 meetings in a year, perhaps maybe even 50. And in each of these, we only have how many? 2 times 12, so 24. So perhaps even less than 24 meetings, 52 is a lot, but 24 meetings, 20 to 24 meetings. And we always say, it's just such a bore. But just these 20 to 24 dots that will be placed for you in this year could be phenomenal. I always say there's never a bad meeting, because sometimes you get bored, but you will always take something away at the end of it. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic agenda ahead of us. And I'll be supported today by 2 very enthusiastic and I would say even seasoned. One of them has recently only joined, but he is showing talents of great seasonality as well, of veteranship. And he is none other than Dr. Matthew George, and he'll be our counter. So I asked him his introduction, and that's where I got confused about whether his name is George Matthew or Matthew George. Nonetheless, everyone is calling him Dr. Matthew, but today he's Toastmaster Matthew, and he's actually an ENT surgeon at American Mission Hospital, and he's been in Bahrain for the past 3 years. And he has a special heart for children who are born with a world of silence or with a genetic defect with a hearing disability. And he is an accomplished cochlear implant surgeon, and he has transformed many lives of these children, and more importantly, their parents also. So let us welcome this great Toastmaster who is doing wonderful things in his profession as a surgeon, but also today as he tells us on how to tiptoe from all the ahs and the ums. Over to you, Toastmaster Matthew.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jeffrey. Good evening to all my fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note the words and sounds that are used as a crutch or as a pause filler by anyone who tries to speak. Now, during this meeting, I will be listening for any overused words, including and, well, but, so, you know. I will also be listening for filler sounds, including er, and finally, I will also note when a speaker tries to repeat a word or a phrase, such as this means, I know. And at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each of our speakers have used these expressions. Thank you, and over to you, TMOD Jeffrey.
Thank you, Toastmaster Matthew. And the next Toastmaster who's going to be helping me today in my role is the timer of the day, and that is Toastmaster Biju. He's actually an ex-management executive of some of the largest companies here in Bahrain. And today he's actually a serial entrepreneur, and he's involved in the digital payment and remittance space. And now recently he's even managing an online travel agency. So I met Toastmaster Biju the first time at WMC when he was actually coming and he was just starting his digital remittance platform. And he was actually inviting everybody, please use my platform. And today it's one of the most successful remittance providers here in Bahrain. So I would like to call, and so he knows all about time management. So it's quite apt that he is going to be the timer of the day. So I like to invite Toastmaster Biju on the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day and fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So today I will be the timer and I will be highlighting the lights, like to control your speeches within your specified time. So there are 3 prepared speeches and out of that 2 are 5 to 7. So I have 5 minutes, I will show the green. And there is 30 seconds of grace period. And another speech is for 14 to 16 minutes. I will show the green light in 14 minutes and yellow light in 15 minutes and red light in 60 minutes and 30 seconds grace period for that speech as well. And evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes. And I will show the green light in 2 minutes and yellow in 2.5 and red in 3 minutes. And table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show the green light in 1 minute, yellow in 1.5, and red in 2 minutes, and there's 30 seconds of grace period. So all the best for all the speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Biju. I hope all the role players are aware and clear on their timing. Can I have a thumbs up for all the role players? You're all clear on your timing? Yes? Perfect. So, Reshmi Bansal, in her book, Connect the Dots, she was inspired, the author was inspired by the speech by Steve Jobs, and hence the title, Connect the Dots. She tells a story of people who trusted in themselves and grew to be truly inspirational success stories. And through their experiences, she writes, the truth is, there is a plan, a bigger plan. Every experience in your life, whether good or bad, has made you what you are. It might have been a chance encounter, a stray conversation, an article you read which somehow stays with you. These are the unexpected turns on the journey of life, which led to a destination. So she's telling to go out there and to do more, learn more, experience more, create lots and lots of dots on the canvas of your life. She says to paint boldly and brightly the colors of your choice. Create a life which is like a work of art. And today, we have some bold and bright speakers who will be coming and painting scintillating canvases of their experiences, their learning, and imparting them, all of that, to us today. And this evening, we have a total of 3 speeches. And first, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Jomi, all the way from Kuwait. He's come here to Bahrain, and he's been working in Kuwait as an accountant, as he had earlier said, for the past 13 years. and he's a veteran Toastmaster with more than 3 years of experience with the Bhavan's Toastmaster Club Kuwait, and he has many hobbies, which includes traveling, reading, and even cooking. Let me tell you, speaking of cooking, the worst thing about cooking is not the cooking, it's the cleaning. Anyways, I've been experiencing that, so hence I had to put it in. So so he will be evaluated today by Toastmaster Ganapathy. Now, what should I say about Toastmaster Ganapathy? He is one of the founding pillars of this club. He loves to sing. He loves to sing and create music through his singing. And all his roles that he takes, there is a musical element to it. And today, I'm sure, as he evaluates Toastmaster Jomi, we'll be hearing some Sangeet along with it. So even though it might be criticism, it'll be music to the ears of the speaker. So Toastmaster Ganapathy, I request you to please give the objectives of today's speaker's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, my dear fellow Toastmasters, and my speaker, Toastmaster Jomi John Stephen in particular. Jomi John Stephen is attempting an international speech. I'm going to evaluate the speech based on the international speech judging criteria, because there is no specific objectives for the speech. So I wish all the very best to Jomi John Stephen, and back to you, Toastmaster.
I think, can I start?
Just 1 second, Jomi. I'm asking for a recording rights.
Yeah,
Is it possible? If you can give me recording rights, possible.
We are already recording.
Yeah, it's
no.
in YouTube. Yeah, it's in YouTube.
Okay.
I'll give you the link.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I start?
Yeah, so just a second. So I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Jomi with the speech title, Me and My Juvenile Heart. Me and My Juvenile Heart. Toastmaster Jomi, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. A warm good evening to all my fellow Toastmasters and guests. A popular saying, there's no set moment in your life that will define you. There's no set moment in your life that will define you. Each moment is a chance to change your life for better or worse. One of the such fantastic, scintillating moments happened in this universe in April 1978. The gods were smiling, the angels were singing. The sun, the moon, and the stars were perfectly aligned for those of you who believe in horoscopes. And my parents, of course, they were ecstatic. For you see, a legend was born. My parents decided to name the legend Jomi John Stephen. That is me. Born in Kerala, God's own country, I was born and brought up in Delhi, the capital of India. Growing up in Delhi was fun. There was this concept of community living with friendship forged between the people on the basis of living in the same locality, irrespective of religion, geography, etc. We used to celebrate all festivals together, enjoy the food together. My neighbors were also immigrants from different parts of India, all coming together to make a living. It used to be fun playing cricket, football, kabaddi, kho-kho in parks with other children. The best part I enjoyed was flying kites during the Independence Day. How the carefree attitude contrasts with the situation today. The main difference I see now is that we, in our younger days, used to play much more sports, were much more outgoing compared to the children now. Nowadays, children are more tuned to mobiles and other activities. How I wish they spend more time with nature. Delhi is a big metropolitan city with lots of hustle and bustle. The food, the historical aspects, etc., etc. If I stand and talk about Delhi, here I'll go on and on, much beyond the 5 to 7 minutes. Even today, when I think about it, nostalgia creeps in. Delhi is a city which taught me that my dreams have no borders. At the ripe age of 29 years, I was given an option to come over to Kuwait for better prospects. With a heavy heart, I had no option but to come over here. I had to bid adieu to my friends, my parents, and of course, my country. I don't know how many of you have been to Delhi, but coming to Kuwait from Delhi was very difficult. I felt lonely. I longed to fly back. There were times I spent looking at the vast expanse of empty land in Kuwait. Shifting from a metropolis that is Delhi to a quiet land, Kuwait, was really very difficult. But there was a silver lining to it. I came on a free visit to Kuwait in a restaurant as a cashier. I loved cooking, and this was a God-given opportunity to try out my hobbies. Getting me immersed in it for 1.5 years was also something I cherished. When I joined the restaurant, it was a big spectacle, but when I left, I was wanting for more. The different cuisines, Indian, Arabic, and continental cuisines. But there was a flip side also. Working long hours and holidays used to be the busiest day. I shifted to a more comfortable job after 1.5 years as an accountant, as per the visa rules. As per the visa rules, I'm supposed to work here for 1 year. But I feel working in Kuwait is much better compared to working in India. This is purely based on experience. My friends in Delhi say that they have to put up with the daily hassles of traffic, pollution, and also long hours in office. There's work pressure and intense competition. And a hire and fire work culture seems to be present for the moment. With the pandemic, it's got only worse. 12 hours workdays seems to be the norm, and cost of living skyrocketing. To be honest, each one of us has its own ups and downs. But I'm content and thankful to the providence for what he has blessed me with, a sense of gratitude to the Almighty for taking me this far. During these difficult times in Kuwait, I met my wife in Kuwait. Wherever we go, even in office, everywhere, majority of the times we are met with negativity. That is not good. This is not good. Office politics, etc., etc., etc. But it feels good when somebody loves you for the way you are. Someone to whom you can take your failures and disappointments. It also feels satisfying to live for somebody else, to completely give ourselves so that a better half is happy. After 13 years, we are blessed with 3 children. Whatever be my day, be it disappointing or failure, I know I'll be welcomed with a smile by all 3 of them when I reach home. That is the bundle of my joy, my home, my family. Over the years, I learned one thing, that work will never finish in our offices. Our offices have been functioned before we join and will function long after we leave. Out of 24 hours a day, as per doctor's advice, we have to sleep 8 hours. 8 hours in the office, commuting time 2 hours. So that makes it 10 hours. So hence, by conservative estimates, we get 4 hours, maybe 5 to 6 hours a day. I guess that's the reason we are always complaining, where's the time? I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. However, as the saying goes, where there's a will, there's a way, which means if someone is determined to do something, he will find a way to accomplishing regarding of the obstacles. I've always wanted to pursue my hobbies, be it cooking, public speaking, sports, or any other activities. I was always been fascinated with public speaking. Now, if you have noted, we have a lot of people doing public speaking around us. Just look at the politicians, but you will observe one thing: of all, few stand out. The question is how, why, and how do they do that? I guess that's the reason why I joined Toastmasters, to further my passions. I don't know whether I'll become a powerful orator or not. However, with 11 pathway disciplines, all completely different from each other, I reasoned that this was the way to move forward. About my future, I definitely do not wish to remain in Kuwait for long. I want my children to go back and feel the fresh air of Kerala. I want them to know that this is where we came from. I want them to enjoy the food in Delhi. I want them to show that it's a big, bad world out there where we have to face it. We have 100 million people living in India, and of course, they are doing good for themselves. Just go out and give your best shot and leave the rest to the Creator. I conclude with what I learned from over the years. Life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. Life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jeremy, for the wonderful picture that you had given that is yet to be completed, but at least we know it's going to be a beautiful completed picture at the end of the road. So thank you for giving us a glimpse into your life and for that wonderful statement also that you made at the end of the day, that life is all about an experience and it's not something that you worry about, or it's some trouble that you have in your life. So we thank you for that, and hopefully I'm sure all of us have been greatly enjoying it and listening to it with keen ears. Now next we have another
Jeffrey,
suitcase
Jeffrey,
Toastmaster. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Jeffrey, we are having a couple of visitors as well. May you run through them? One is Kedar Kulkarni.
Shall we do it after? Excuse me, Owen, if you don't mind. Shall we do it after the education session?
Fine,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. So we have another suitcase Toastmaster. Again, he's they call us. Why I use the word suitcase Toastmaster is because when bankers, when they go from the country they are and visit another country, they call us suitcase bankers, because your bank is not there, but you come with your suitcase. So, but today we have two suitcase Toastmasters, and the second one is from Kuwait, again from the same club, from Bhavan's Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Latif. And he's also been in Kuwait for some time, and he seems to be a very collaborative person. He's self-driven, and he's a travel agent by profession. And it's great to have you also here with us, Toastmaster Latif. He'll be evaluated by Toastmaster Prabodha. Now, Toastmaster Prabodha is our Vice President Public Relation, and he has good public relation skills. As a matter of fact, he is carrying on the mantle from a superb, a stellar vice president of past VPPR, but he is doing an even stellar job today. So, and he's a very humble person. He's very calm, and I enjoy many of he's always willing to take even the lowest roles. And I love that about him, his humility. He's gone through I think he's been the sergeant of arms at area, at club, at area, at division, and even at district. So he's, and that hassle of a role, he's done it yet. And I appreciate him for that. So please, Toastmaster Prabodha, if you would please repeat the objectives of the speaker in question. Yeah.
Good evening, Toastmasters. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about and practice facilitating a question and answer session. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time, so there is adequate opportunity for both. Best of luck to Toastmaster Latif. Back to Toastmaster Latif. You are muted.
So Toastmaster Latif is attempting his second project of the Level 4 Visionary Communication Manual pathway, and the speech title, One Small Step, One Giant Leap. Speech title is One Small Step, One Giant Leap. Toastmaster Latif, over to you.
Somewhere, somehow, we all have fallen in love. And with those love, we gave commitment to something which we haven't forecast. For the windows which are just closed, for the curtains yet to open. And sometimes those surprises are strange. It takes us backwards instead of what we plan to move forward. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. When we meet, we commit, and we got engaged and then married. We have pounded us a lot of responsibilities. And one of those responsibilities is to feel good, to make our life better. Now, we do many things, such as like my example, in my life to make some easy money, I took a bank loan. And that is nowadays 2021 is the most easiest way. Instead of buying a prepared house, we go to a construction site where they are making the building. Just because we find it little cheap or we find ourselves into a cage. Now, with this all heavy responsibilities, what we do is we keep committing ourselves more towards the work. We do overtime. We listen to whoever the devil manager is. We listen to each and every supervisor just to make our commitments, that checklist, done. Now, this couple, which whoever we talk about, are always dreaming of kids. Now, one of the couple was welcoming their child. They had a big announcement. They were happy. They made sure that everyone hears that who is the third person in their house. The moment of happiness, the gratitude, the humbleness, everything was picture perfect. But the moment when they find out that the expenses are more and they are already committed with something, they went a step ahead. They took more responsibilities at work. Left the child with the maid or with someone who we don't know, or the family member who already have their own responsibilities, an additional one. Fast forward. Being there till class 10, you went to his all colleges, all schools, everything. But where did you miss one thing? Was spending the time he was looking for. Now, when I went to a great person who was a great motivator, and I asked, what kids spell love? And he explained, if you ask the kids spell love, they will spell T-I-M-E. Yes, friends, it's time which all the kids are looking for. And we are unfortunately not giving them that word. The kid was playing down. The parents were working outside. They were not taken care of. By the time they return home by 5:36, they are all tired. The boy is playing down in the building or apartment or with the friends. He comes over, have a dinner, sleep. Now, all this can happen, but the future is not set because now this kid has already developed a future, which we lacked it to provide him. We lack to share our experiences to him so that he cannot face the same trouble. Now, he decided to do a job which nobody wanted to do. He wanted to open a saloon. He wanted to be a hairdresser, a barber. And nobody wants to be in that family that, oh, why he wants to be this? Just because the saloon guy next to that building was generous to make him learn the skills of hair set. Friends, you can avoid each and everything from here just by setting yourself a little less targets, setting yourself a plate with less responsibilities so that you can give the valued time to your kid. You have to come to his level to deliver what is his requirements. I'm not against that double income, but I'm asking not to go for that overtime, not to burden yourself long. Make yourself available when your kids is at home. Like if he comes by 2, please be available for him, because that is the time when he wants it. And it's not necessary for a mother to take care of it. Even a father can be. Whoever wants it, the decision is yours as parents. One person has to be with him to take care of his future. Just because having those small steps will allow this kid of yours to take a giant leap. And this giant leap, he will inspiring his friends. He will be inspiring the community and at large to our nation. Why don't we just think of that one little moment? Think about it. Friends, I'm available and I have experienced myself. You can ask me any questions about it. Any questions if anyone has? Otherwise, I'll keep asking.
Is the story related to your life?
Yes, certainly.
So the couple is you and it's
Yes.
you and your family?
During this pandemic, okay, of course, not the kid who wanted to be the saloon. My kid doesn't had that kind of freedom till then. But when I was there during the lockdown, I was with him for last 6 months in Pakistan. And I was thinking that they are not looking anything other than that. And I find myself in a tough shoes. So I decided to ask my wife, if possible, please, you quit your job and stay with him, because this class 9, 10, 11, 12 is all important years. And please give that valued time. And happily she agreed. Because one of them, as I said, I was on a little more of the exchange rate and the money. So I had that benefit of working, and she stayed back home. I feel like anybody who wants to share it, a secure future is always all important. But then how about if we secure a kid who has his future also attached with us? Any comments if anybody wants to say? I mean, I'm ready, I'm free. If you want to share your views also. Toastmaster Orvin, I cannot hear you. Orvin, I can.
Maybe you need to put your headset, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Toastmaster Latif,
yes.
You said about securing your future versus securing your children's future. But again, for securing their future, you require money, isn't it? So when you say a good education, then you need to support them with the proper financial background. Then how do you balance that?
Thank you, Owen. Actually, I wanted to touch base that topic itself, and I love that if you have shared this question with me. Look, I'm not against that double income. I prefer both the couples working, but I want that kid to be asking us what he wants it. Now, as you said, financial needs can be lowered down. As for example, why we have to take a bank loan for sure. We can have some money saved in our banks until we make that money. or why we have to take those heavy responsibilities, why we have to go for that social gatherings, why we have to celebrate his birthdays or our anniversaries. That is my whole point. If we start our goal shifted towards our kids, then the things will turn out that way. This is only what I'm trying to ask, or trying to put this change in your new parents or the future parents' thoughts. Because nowadays mobile has all the access, but if we teach them how to use and what to use is the most benefited part.
Yeah, so the crux of what you're trying to say, yeah, it's outside of just being with the child to, with this education. It's about spending time with family. Yeah, I mean, it's not all about working, spending a lot of time at work, thinking that is the only thing. I know that oftentimes, I as a parent now, and obviously a lot of us are parents, we tend to use our family as an excuse for doing the things that we do, right? However, what you're trying to say, which I also appreciate, is that let us just take a step back, really think, what exactly do we need, how to measure. Don't overstep things, and do the best that is there. And I think the best, you had mentioned time. So love is equating to time. So time with family. Obviously, everyone is busy. So some sacrifices are required. So, but to everybody, that's a choice. There's no fixed way. But the point is that you can't have everything in life, right? You can't have the perfect family, the perfect job, the perfect income. Nothing is perfect. So some sacrifice, you have to sacrifice somewhere, right? So that the something else will grow, so that something has to go down, so that something else will be lifted up. So it's all a balance is there. So either and we have to do it. So and that will only happen upon self-reflection, not as long as we are running on the Ferris wheel of life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I, what I understand, Toastmaster Jeffrey, yes, the time frame. This is what all important it is. If you ask me today, or anyone in this frame ask me today, how many years you have spent in Middle East? I will say 26 years. Now, back home, if I say 26 years, people might be thinking I have a lot of money. But just because I was that child who was not taken care by of my parents, I just thought that, okay, going to Middle East is all about money. And I left my country without any education, without any skills. And I had no things like if I'm working somewhere, I have to have a contract. So there was nothing like that. And people were using me. And for them was like I was a labor. For me, it was on-job training. Whatever I have learned was on-job training. So I was the lively example because nobody taught me. Someone said, go to Middle East, you have money. I went to Middle East, there is no money. Finally, what God sent is we learn from our practices. And today what I stand is, I don't want to see my child facing the same thing. And same over, we also don't want whatever troubles we face should not be faced by our kids. Any more questions, please? I have DT and Mahesh, if he would love to say some comments.
See, Latif, actually, I completely agree with what you have told now, because see, for the last 1.5 years, I was at home most of the time with the kids. And so now when I go to office back, they're asking me, why are you going to office? I said, one day I go, second day you go in one day, why are you going the next day? So they think is my work is at home. So they never see me going office. They are back to be asking why you're going to office. So I completely agree with what you have said. Or you're like spending time with kids is like, I think this is a blessing of this COVID situation of being with your family, like spending time with them for many. So I think I've seen many people running back of work and money.
I think it was forced to be at home for at least 1 year. So it's been, I completely agree and I understand your feelings.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Can I have DTM Mahesh, please, sir?
Of course, my dearest speaker, Latif, I'm really proud that I've seen the progression graph of yours from the beginning of Toastmasters. And really, I'm from the heart, you as well as TM Jobby. I don't know words for the way that you have, both of you have progressed in dealing the risk factors. And you know that time and tide never wait for anybody. Let the time go and everything will be under control. Nothing to take into your heart. Each and every moment of our life is a learning experience for us. You learn something and I learn something else, and different people learn in a different perspective and they put it in a different way. But ultimately, we all are learners. This situation also will definitely pass. God bless you all. At the same time, I'm very much pleased to join this group for seeing the speeches and the way it is conducted. Kudos to the entire member of this club. Thank you very much for lending your ears for me. God bless
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, DTM Mahesh. Thank you, each and everyone. I'm available. I'll drop my contacts in the chat. And over to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latif. It's the first time that we've had a speech, at least in my remembrance, in the club where we actually had to do a dichotomy of what exactly was spoken about, and where we also had to think about what was said in self-retrospect. So that's very good. Thank you, Toastmaster Latif, for giving us that opportunity to hear from you. And now we have Toastmaster Kiran, our WMC child. Yes, so he is none other than the son of Mahe. He's the son of from the son. Well, excuse me. Am I clear in my statements? Okay, so he is from the land of Mahe. Okay, he's from the land of Mahe. He loves the land of Mahe so much that every time he has something to say about Mahe in his speeches. And today he's working in a multinational company and commuting between Bahrain and Saudi. For a couple of months ago, somebody told me that Toastmaster Kiran is leaving the island, and that's it. And surprise, surprise, today he's still the speaker. So, hey, life always gives us a different twist, and the dot in front of us is, paints it in a different way. So that's how when we start connecting, it's not the way that we like, but it's still a beautiful journey. So, Toastmaster Kiran, he is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Murli Udayakant. I just noticed that in WMC Toastmasters, there are so many entrepreneurs. And Toastmaster Murli is an entrepreneur in the media space. And he's been with WMC Toastmasters for several years, at least as far as I remember. For the last 3 to 4 years, he's been with WMC Toastmasters. He's taken several executive roles, and he's a true leader. And I always enjoy his stories about his time in India and about how he's going and catching snakes. And today he's chasing pigeons and all kinds of things. So he's an animal lover as well. Well, please help me welcome Toastmaster Murli, who is going to be giving us the objectives for Toastmaster Kiran.
I don't know what to say. I'll start. The project one speech is going to be delivered by Toastmaster Kiran. It's from the leadership development. And the purpose of the speech today is to observe your own time management patterns. So his speech title is Tale of Two Cats. And he's going to watch time and how he manages the whole thing. So let's hear the time management and Tales of Two Cats. Over to Toastmaster Kiran. All the best.
So before Toastmaster Kiran starts, I would like to state the title of his speech is Tale of Two Cats. Tale of Two Cats, Toastmaster Kiran Poitoya. Over to you.
I am audible and visible. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Before I begin, I'd like to have a quick question. How many of you ever had a pet, any form of pet, or having a pet in your life so far? Can you just raise your hand? Wow. Yeah, as expected, I can see a good number of people raising their hand. Human being and animals been always together. But my parents, they didn't feel the same. They were of not a great pet lovers, not because of the thing that they hated, but the thing is that we have to part ways at some point of time. This precedence was changed when my mom was gifted by a cute 2-3 days old little kitten by her own mother, by a neighborhood stray cat. One fine morning, this stray cat pushed her 2-3 days old son into my mom's feet and said that, see, take care of her. Right now, I'm not in a position to handle him. My mom, with a bit of hesitation, she accepted him, and she was more than happy because her little ones were away. I being away from work, and my sister was away for hostel for her studies. She started feeding him with little fillers you get it through the medicines, and named him Mia, a short form for the sound cat makes. Soon, this particular cat became dear to not only to my mom, to the 2-3 households nearby. And they all fed him with his favorite food, fish. This little fellow became even close to me during my vacation. And I went to an extent bringing Whiskas cat food from abroad for him. One day, this scintillating life of Mia attracted a lot of enmity or enemies within the neighborhood cats. One day, he was attacked by one cat and it was badly injured. Mom gave him in-home medicine straight away, but it was not helping him. So she decided to, with the help of my neighbor, to take her to a neighboring government vet hospital. And from there, the concerned authority has given him an injection and he soon started recovering. But after a couple of days, his situation became deteriorating and it was becoming even worse. My mom decided not to go to the same place. She took a contact of another vet doctor who comes to home. He came down and he told that his infection has gone so bad that it has reached even his blood. So he has to be given some antibiotics was being given, but it didn't. Sorry, it didn't help him. Didn't help him to recover. Then, after multiple attempts, the doctor has said that, see, his situation is becoming worse day after day. And only thing which I can recommend is to give euthanasia or assisted suicide, which was, I still remember, it was a very tough call. And I still remember that day. The thing became even worse was that the fact when I came to know that the initial doctor whom my mom took Mia to has given a simple painkiller, which was quite naturally was not a remedy. Had he been treated on the very day one, he should have been saved. Fast forward a couple of years in Bahrain, while in a Turkish joint waiting for my takeaway food, I noticed a cat sitting there with a surgical wound around her abdomen. With curiosity, I asked the one of the hotel staff and asked me, what's it all about? He replied saying that this cat was stabbed accidentally by one of their customer, and unfortunately she was pregnant at the same time. The same customer, when he came back after a couple of days, he found out that the cat was not doing well. He acted immediately and took to a vet and got for a surgery, and the dead kitten were taken out from her stomach. This story literally awestruck him or struck me in terms of the kind of passion they have shown to this little creature. So as a conclusion, I would like to remind about the importance of showing compassion to human beings and animals alike, who has all the right to live in this planet. Mia could have been saved had the concerned authority had done their job, which they were supposed to do. On the other hand, a stranger, went to an extra mile to save a stray cat. This was to show two random people on this planet with different mindsets. And it's not an attempt to glorify or malign any particular nationality. Let's all do our part responsibly to make this planet a great place to live. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kiran. Now, the next session is actually a photo op, but before that, we have some interesting guests who have joined us. I don't know whether they're from abroad, from Bahrain, but wherever they are here with us today at WMC Toastmasters. And we also have some familiar guests as well. So perhaps I will leave it to the Vice President of Education to go around, or shall I just go ahead? I'll continue.
I'm not a guest. I'm not a guest.
Dr. Babu. No, Dr. Babu is our founder, for those who do not know. Yes, welcome, Dr. Babu. Great to have you.
Thank you.
Are you on duty?
That's why, yeah, on duty. That's why I keep going on and off from the system.
Yeah, that's why the camera angle is always indicative of your duty time.
Wow, great observation.
Yes.
Jeffrey, go ahead. Jeffrey.
Okay, so we have
the introduction.
Sure. First, we have Toastmaster Kedar Kulkarni. If you can please say a few words. Just unmute yourself, please.
He's not a Toastmaster, he's my colleague. Okay.
Oh, he's your colleague. Okay, Kedar Kulkarni.
Hello, good evening, all the Toastmasters and the Toastmaster of the day. I'm first time attending this beautiful group, and I've been hearing through the new Toastmasters experiences and their stories. And it was really a wonderful experience till now. Both the stories, rather all the stories were really inspiring. And I can see a quite well-known faces. Thank you, Owen, for introducing me here. And I look forward to being, regular attendee.
Perfect. Great to hear that. Kedar Kulkarni, thank you for coming today. Yeah. We also have distinguished Toastmaster.
Sorry to interrupt you, but just to tell the audience that Kedar is a very well-known singer in Bahrain. So maybe at the end of the meeting, we'll be able to hear some beautiful Hindi songs.
So we have a competition to our TM Ganapathy ji then.
Yes.
Oh wow! Oh great! We have South and North.
I think Toastmaster Ganapathy, your face looks familiar to me because I think I have seen you on somewhere on Kalalaya's posters. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right? Yeah, because we have been associated with Mr. Satyan, who is actually the owner of the Kalalaya's group.
Yeah. You are right, Kedar. You are right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. So WMC is going to be quite an artisan kind of group. So that's great to hear that. Now also we have distinguished Toastmaster Mahesh. We already heard from him, but if you'd like to say a few words and how you came about here.
My great Toastmasters and trend changers. Myself, Mahesh here, and the principal of Bhavan Smart English School in Kuwait. We have got a Toastmaster club here in Bhavan's Toastmaster Club, which is running regularly in my school. And TM Jomi and TM Latif are our members. So because of their invitation, I came here. After coming here, definitely I felt that there's something, that tinge of difference is there in this club. That definitely motivates everybody to go along with you.
Oh,
God bless
thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Mahesh. That is high praise for the club, and we will definitely take it with high regard and do our best to keep our quality and standards in the future as well. Thank you. Speaking of quality, we have the Program Quality Director, Toastmaster Khalid, here with us as well. He is obviously a familiar guest. So just if you'd like to say hi, that'd be great. Always love to see you here.
Yes, definitely. I would just say hi and a little bit more than hi. So thank you so much for inviting me here. Of course, Brother Owen, it's really an honor for me to be here. And I would say my mother or the parents of my home club. So this is WMC, and it's not just my club, for many clubs as well in Bahrain and beyond. So thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm enjoying it. And it's nice also to see DTM Rika and DTM Dr. Babu as well joining from the same meeting that I just came from. So that shows as well the continuation of the marathon. Thank you so much, and over to you.
True, you chased us away, Khalid, and then we are now.
I don't know who chased who. I don't know who chased who.
Well, great. So now it's time for the photo session. So if everyone could have just quickly, just have your video on, that'd be great. And we'd have a quick snap.
Please,
So,
everyone.
Toastmaster Prabodh, are you ready?
Yes, guests and members, all please open your videos. And if this video, this photo session will be great, then I'll send it to our district magazine. So I think let's do it like connecting the dots. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Once more. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
I just want to add, if I have permission, DTM Mahesh also sings amazingly.
Perfect. We might have a district, Yeah, so we might have a district event, singing event. So why not? Perfect. Excellent. So now I think it's time for us to move on. We are 5:23. We are actually 5 to 7 minutes late. Nonetheless, we are going to now have a table topics session. I'm sure our guests have been briefed about what the table topics is. And so for which we have Toastmaster Raghu. When Toastmaster Raghu had contacted me yesterday and he sent me a couple of pictures. I was wondering, why is Toastmaster Raghu sending me all these pictures? And it was him in a room, and he's giving training about health and safety training he was giving for his company. And I was impressed, because here we have a Toastmaster who is actually using what he's learning in Toastmasters at his workplace as well. So that is great. So you're over there and you're training all these people, and I hope that you promoted WMC as well, right? So so that's great. So we have Toastmaster Raghu here. He's a leader and he's a speaker, and today he's actually an HSC professional, and today he's going to be the table topics, and he's going to be very certain that those who do not have a role here today will be called upon, right? Am I right? I'm just kidding. Don't run away. Don't leave the meeting yet. It's not over. Okay, good. So over to you, Toastmaster Raghu.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening to the Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Am I audible? Perfect. Okay. Before I begin, I will ask a question. What is the advantage of being table topic master? Is anyone can guess?
You are not allowed to participate.
Yes, I no need to answer the topic. Only we have to ask the topic. That is really beauty of being the table topic master.
You are at advantage.
When I first attended the Toastmaster meeting in WMC as a guest, and I asked the TM Anil Menon that time, who introduced me to the club by saying the agenda, I asked, what are the table topics? He said, it is impromptu speaking. And that time, even I don't know what is the meaning of impromptu. And then he explained me about speaking without any preparation. And I told, oh, it's very scary. And then I need to rethink whether to join the Toastmasters or not. I really scared that time. In fact, even now, maybe some extent, I'm very good in prepared speeches, but maybe many people fear to speak on the table topics. But this is one of the platforms in Toastmasters where we can improve our public speaking skills. So for the benefit of guests, table topics help members to practice the art of impromptu speaking and to think on our feet. This also helps to develop 4 vital communication skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering, and helps to make a scintillating speakers. In fact, there was a table topic workshop conducted last meeting. I guess all the members are well prepared to answer the topics. Also, we have table topic contest on 3rd December in our club. I think members can use this section for the practice also. So I will introduce a topic and call on speakers who will be given 2 minutes to speak on the subject. And at 1 minute, there will be green light. At 1.5 minutes, there will be yellow light. And 2 minutes, there will be red light. And with grace period of 30 seconds. Since our theme is connecting the dots, where our past experiences create our future self, I choose the topics related to past experience. Also, I encourage the speakers to use the word of the day, scintillating. So let's begin. Are you ready? And one small thing, I will be choosing the topic by using the topic selector tool. So I will share my screen. I will choose the topic. Then I will call upon the speaker. Then I will off the screen and you can speak. So is it clear? I will share my screen now. Hope you are able to see my screen. Is any are able to see my screen, please?
Yes.
Very good. Okay. I will go with the first topic. Topic is, what is the most valuable life lesson you learned from your parents? I repeat, what is the most valuable life lesson you learned from your parents? I call upon a speaker who is a master in table topics. I am the table topic master today, but she is master in table topics. And she is brand ambassador of WMC Toastmasters and one of the main pillar of the WMC Toastmasters. She is none other than DTM Rekha ma'am. Ma'am, can I invite you to reflect upon this topic?
Hello. Raghu, really, was this really needed? I'm exhausted after another meeting, you know.
So I need to start with experience before going to the...
Okay. Okay, let me just try. Who's the timer? Let me pin the timer.
Toastmaster
Biju.
Biju.
Okay, Biju. Okay, fine. Okay. Sorry, guys. From 2:30, I've been in a meeting. Timer, just not yet start my timing. Okay. Dear table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and the array of guests that I'm suddenly seeing on the screen here at WMC meeting. Wow, that's fantastic to see all these people. To look at the topic that is being given to me, what is it that I have learned from my parents? And so coincidentally, this was a similar kind of topic that was asked by the table topic master in the previous meeting. So this makes it very easy and a cakewalk for me, I must say. The two things that I have learned from my parents is that I learned from my father to stand up for injustice and to give voice to the voiceless and never to let go if something untoward is being done to someone or happening to someone, not to suffer that, stand with them and not to suffer injustice towards myself. So the ability to stand up for myself, that is the lesson that I learned from my father. And from my mother, I learned immense compassion and immense empathy towards not just people, but her plants, the cats who walked in, the dogs who lived in the next lane, the cows that belonged to the neighbors. My mother had an outreach and a connectedness to every single living being. And when she came to Bahrain to visit me, after 3 weeks, she would just feel that her plants are not being looked after. Who's feeding those dogs in those lanes? And my mother would want to rush back because her compassion extended like concentric circles, as if you would throw a stone into a pool and her circle of compassion spread to people. So that is what I learned from my parents. Back to you, Toastmaster, table topic master.
I think I heard this sometime back.
Yeah, that's what Dr. Babu, you just heard it.
Thank you, DTM Rekha ma'am. It is really wonderful insight.
Thank you.
We'll choose the next topic, and let me share the screen again, and let me spin the wheel. And next topic is, through all of life twists and turns, who has been there for you? I repeat, through all of life's twists and turns, who has been there for you? And I call upon our guest Toastmaster DTM Mahesh to comment on this. Is DTM Mahesh is available?
It doesn't look like it. Yeah, you can just choose the next
speaker.
speaker.
You may go to someone else and then you come back to him.
Okay. Then I will move on to the TM Ponnambalam. In fact, he requested for me to call him. And TM Ponnambalam, can you please reflect on this topic?
Can you repeat the topic?
Yeah, sure. Through all of life twists and turns, who has been there for you? Do you want me to repeat again?
No, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
A friend in need is a friend indeed. So when you ask me who was there, always a friend is there. You can give him any name because each time it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same always. When we look back, we were in different places. So definitely, I cannot state one person's name who was there for me at each point of time. So I would say a friend at each place was there for me. Talking about connecting the dots, when I look back, I never realized this particular friend. Why did I meet him? Why was he in my life at that point of time? I was not able to understand. But when I look back now, I understand that that particular friend at that point of time, why he was there, and I'm sure he was there to help me. So when you look back, I'm sure that all of you will have one such friend in every place, in every situation, which has helped you to reach this situation. So as I said before, it's not a person. It's that person doesn't have a specific name. So I would say a friend is the one who was always there for me at every point of time when I look back on my life. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, P.M. Ponnambalam. And I will go to the next topic. And this time topic is, what will you never do based on your past experiences? So what will you never do based on your past experiences? I call upon to reflect on this topic our DTM Khalid Abdullah, our Program Quality Director.
I hear my name.
Yes. Do you want me to repeat the topic?
Yeah, I was having a call, and then all of a sudden when I came back, I heard my name. So
Okay.
I did not hear the topic at all.
Okay, so I will share you a screen again, and I will show the
Sure.
topic.
Sure.
And the topic is, what will you never do based on your past experiences?
Okay. Thank you so much, Table Topic Masters, fellow Toastmasters, and esteemed guests. What will I never do based on my experience? The same question takes me back to when I was in the secondary school, when I was introduced to Toastmasters for the first time. I said, okay, Toastmaster is a great platform, and I know a lot about Toastmasters, but not now. I think I would just be focusing on my own studies, and then I will give it a chance. So thank you so much for whoever gave me that opportunity. And 6 years or 7 years since then, I was confronted with the same membership campaign. But that time when I came back from the cafeteria, refinery cafeteria, and there was Toastmaster Abdullah and Toastmaster Muhammad walking next to me and saying, Khalid, how about you come as a guest in our Toastmasters club? And I said, well, I know about Toastmasters, but maybe not now. They both said, if not now, when? So if there is one thing that I will never do again, is I will never say no to Toastmasters. Because when I said yes, that was the time where all of these opportunities opened in front of my eyes. And I really enjoy and cherish each and every moment that I have in Toastmasters, regardless of the many meetings I attend, regardless of whatever meeting that I just came from Azul with DTM Rika and DTM Babu, regardless of being also a tally counter in another meeting right now. But I'm enjoying each and every piece of interacting with Toastmasters. So if there is something that I will never say no again, and I wish that I repeat the time and go back and say yes for the first time of knowing about Toastmaster, would be joining Toastmasters. So whoever's in here who hasn't yet joined Toastmaster, or even thinking about Toastmaster, never say no to Toastmasters. Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, and over to you.
Thank you, DTM Khalid. And since we are running ahead of time, so I'll be taking the last topic. And the topic is, let's see what recent memory makes you smile the most? I repeat, what recent memory makes you smile the most? I call our guest Mohammed to reflect on this. Mr. Mohammed, are you there? I think Mr. Mohammed Nabeel.
Yes,
yes,
no,
yes,
he's there. Yes, he's there.
You're there. Is the topic is clear, Mr. Mohammed?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
But I'm really confused. I can't, to be frank, I can't recall anything.
It's okay. If you want, I can change the question.
if you don't mind, because you see, life is, it's every moment we are enjoying. It's about living each moment. So to be frank, I can't spot any particular recent thing, but it's for me, it's all about enjoying all funs in life, and even not just fun. Sorry, each and every moment in life. But if you can change the topic, it'll be fine, or maybe next time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It's okay. Thank you so much for your comment. Even though you're new to Toastmasters, I appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for all table topic commentators. So I need to close the table topic section. Already we're ahead of the time. And I will hand over back the control to Toastmaster of the Day, TM Jeffrey. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghu, for conducting a very well thought out session. It was very much in line with our theme of the day as well, so very well done. Now, we have our area director here. Today we have a lot of esteemed guests from the district, from the area, and we have our Area 9 director. Forgive me if we are no longer Area 9, because I know that another country has come into the district, so we may have changed the area, but I believe we're still
14,
Area 9.
14.
Oh, we're Area 14.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, see, I knew there was something, so excuse me. So Area 14, Director Toastmaster Hadi Jassim. He's actually also from Bafco Toastmasters Club, and he's been part of the club since 2007. He's actually one of the founding members of that club, and he has been part of the executive committee for several years. And today he's going to be addressing our club, and we're very happy to have you here with us. Over to you, Toastmaster Hadi.
Thank you, MC of the night, Mr. President, the WMC Toastmaster XCOM members and respected guests. A very good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to thank the WMC and the President, Acting President Toastmaster Oven, for providing me this opportunity. It is an absolute pleasure for me to attend this meeting and a privilege to give my area visit report to the club who helped to establish my home club, Babco Toastmaster. And I'm very happy to see Dr. Babu and the others who help us and nurture us at the beginning to establish our club. If I'm talking about now about the club as a report regarding the first impression, it was a great first impression as I was welcomed as an area director. The guests were also welcomed in very nice and great hospitality. The speaker, role player, and the XCOM did a wonderful job in conducting the meeting in very professional manner. I found a very good, healthy communication between the members and the guests and the members between them also. Regarding the theme of the meeting was very nice, creative, and reflected the mood of the club in general. The meeting roles were filled in promptly, and there were 3 prepared speeches, and followed by a table topic. And after my speech, there will be a general evaluation. And all in all, good communication exists in this wonderful club. Now, regarding the membership strength, it is still good. Now, I think you have 27 members. 3 members have been added. So you need just to add 1 and you will get 1 point for the membership. Now, regarding meeting the educational goal and the club success plan. I see the club, although that you have just earned 1 point, but I'm sure that you will earn the remaining. So I don't worry about your club. Your club is well known in achieving very high points. So you have achieved 1 point for because you have submitted you paid the dues and you have submitted the club officer on time, and you also earned half point because the officer attended 7 of the officers attended the officer training in August. And regarding also the workshop conducted, the club has successfully conducted a speechcraft, which is very good. And with regard to a club contest, please ensure you complete them as a plan by first week of December 2021, and get ready to compete in the area contest on 7th January 2022. Dear members, I urge you all, please join your hand together to acknowledge, appreciate, and thank the entire team for their efforts. Please give them a round of applause. On this note, I hand back the control to the MC of the night. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hadi. I just have one question. Normally we have the area in February. Why is it a little bit earlier, or is it my mistake? I think it's like Jan 7th. I think it's the first time we're having it a bit early.
Yeah, this is to meet the other targets.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. So on to the business meeting, and I call upon the president of the night. I'm gonna use president of the night because I believe we were advised by Dr. Babu to stop using acting president. So the president of the night is Toastmaster Owen, and he's going to be conducting the business session. Over to you, Toastmaster Owen.
Thank you, TM Jeffrey. Okay, let's start quickly the business session. Shall we start reading the minutes? Nidhi is here. And let me just tell you all, Nidhi is leaving us. Her flight is tonight. She'll be going back to India to pursue her education. So this is the last time, I guess, she's reading the minutes. So Nidhi, are you around?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Minutes of the meeting 426 held on 22nd October 2021, theme mixed salad. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Rajeshwari Chauhan welcomed the house at 4 p.m. with cheerful greetings and introduced Toastmaster Owen Krasta, who filled in for President. After calling the meeting to order, Toastmaster Owen Krasta called upon Toastmaster Yashodan Abhyankar, the grammarian of the meeting. He then introduced the word of the day, conglomerate, and explained the meaning, and also explained the use of the word in different industries, including commerce and geology. He encouraged speakers to use the word in its proper context in the meeting. After the presidential address, Toastmaster Norman Das was introduced as Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Norman served the mixed salad in the most elegant manner. He explained the theme of the meeting in a most innovative and creative manner by linking all the assignees to the theme by asking them different, innovative, and fun-filled questions, which was much enjoyed by the audience. Our counter Toastmaster Prakriti Kumar then explained her role and responsibilities as our counter admirably. Timer Toastmaster Nidhi Vadke then explained various timing criteria in the most professional manner. Invited guest Toastmaster Hazim Al-Alawi then conducted the table topic contest workshop for 20 minutes, followed by Q&A, which was highly informative and helpful in view of the forthcoming contests. Thereafter, DTM Rekha Uttam presented Project 2 speech titled Mind Matters, along with 10 minutes Q&A from Dynamic Leadership Path. The speech was evaluated by Toastmaster Murli Raikant. After the photo shoot by Toastmaster Prabodha Sarangi, Toastmaster Hazim Al-Alawi took to stage as table topic master and conducted a mock table topic contest. The commentators were Toastmaster Sukumar, Toastmaster Kiran, Toastmaster Punambalam, Toastmaster Owen, and guest DTM Khalid Abdullah. The business session was then conducted, in which the minutes of the previous meeting was read and approved. Committee officers reported briefly on their responsibilities. BPPR Toastmaster Prabodha unveiled the Eloquent 63, which was much liked and appreciated by the House. General Evaluator Toastmaster Punambalam then took control of the session. In his feedback, Toastmaster Punambalam provided an extremely comprehensive and insightful evaluation of the entire meeting, giving valuable insights into various components of the meeting, which was much appreciated by all. Individual evaluator, timer, grammarian, and our counter then submitted their reports. After a brief guest feedback, the results were announced. Best table topic commentator, Toastmaster Sukumar Swaminathan. Best of tag, Toastmaster Yashodan Abhyankar as grammarian. Best of TTG, DTM Hazim Al-Alawi as table topic workshop presenter. The total attendees were 18 with 15 members and 3 guests. The meeting was adjourned at 6:45 p.m. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Abhay.
Thank you, Nidhi, for the beautiful meeting minutes. Shall somebody adapt the meeting minutes? I guess I need someone to propose. TM Prabodha and TM Yash. One is proposing and one is seconding. Okay. Any adjustments? I don't think so, right? We are all good with the meeting minutes. It's fine. I'll call upon our treasurer, TM Raghu.
Yeah, good evening to all again. Coming to treasurer role, as of now, I updated all the records after receiving the on the paying by September whatever dues after doing. Also, I'm paying the Zoom and Canva renewal month on month. So initially we thought of taking a 1-year membership for Zoom, but maybe potentially there could be from January face-to-face meetings. So that's why we're as of now doing only monthly renewals for the Zoom meetings. And that's it from treasurer side. Everything in order.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And let's go to the VP membership.
Thank you, President. Good evening once again, everyone. We are happy to see more guests joining in, and hopefully we'll be enrolling few of them before the next meeting. That's all from the VP membership desk so far. Thank you so much. Over to you, President.
Thank you, VP membership. Let's go to VPPR, TM Prabodha.
Thank you, President. Good evening once again, everyone. The last eloquence, actually, the district BRM, he was appreciated with the eloquence, and they asked our club to give a good group photo for the next district magazine. So I'm going to send. I think rest everything is going fine, and I'm waiting for. I think this eloquence. They raised the concern that there are few articles. So I said next eloquence, maybe you will see more articles. So hopefully I will receive more articles by January, I think. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Please fill in and send your articles as well. We'll be unveiling the next eloquence in January, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Okay. And also a correction, TM Nidhi will be joining us when the time permits. Yes, definitely she'll be busy during this time with the college, but she'll try to attend. That's what she has conveyed me. That's all good to know about it. But she will be leaving this island, not this Friday. She has sent me the correction. She'll be leaving next week. Okay. And from VP Education Desk, there are a couple of things I want to inform you all about the club contest. We'll be having on 19th November, as I mentioned in the group, evaluation contest followed by humorous contest. And 3rd December, we'll be having international speech contest followed by table topic contest. We have finalized the test speaker, as well as the chief judges for the event. And I'll be looking forward for the great participation from you all. And I would like to thank the guest speakers for filling in this meeting, TM Latif and TM Jumi. Thank you for chipping in. And also special mention to TM Kiran, because he was all the way, he was traveling and he was busy. Despite of the schedule, he has committed to his speech projects and he has delivered it today. And I encourage all others to come forward and deliver their speeches as well. And from President's desk, there is nothing much to inform, only about the participation in the projects and also participating in the contest. I will be requiring some tally counters and timers as well as additional Sergeant at Arms. Those who are not participating, please raise your hand and come forward. TM Ganapathy ji will be the MC and the contest chair as well. I've already confirmed. I will be forwarding their names and will be sending the agenda soon. By next Monday or Tuesday, I'll be sharing the agenda for our meeting on 19th. That's it for the time being. Anybody would like to add anything? You're most welcome. Okay. So no comments. Thank you very much. Back to you, TM Modi. Please carry on the good job we are doing.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we are back connecting the dots. I think we're sort of coming to the final dots of the meeting. However, I just want to share a video with you. I had just come across it. It's such an exceptional video, and I felt that it was perhaps apt that I shared it with you. It's a minute video. I've sort of sped it up so that I would not take too much time. Just a second, and I will share it with you. Share sound, optimize for video clip. There we go. Can everyone see the video? Hello? Can everyone see the video?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Okay, here we go. So there we go. We saw an artist. He had shared a wonderful canvas was created just by putting dots on a page, on a piece of paper. And actually, he took around 500 hours. And that painting, or let's say that picture, comprised of 5.5 million dots. So our life is actually a bunch of dots. The dots can be here, can be there. And when you're zoomed inside of your canvas, you only see the dot, right? But only when you zoom out will you see the bigger picture. And that's what I just wanted to let you know, that ultimately, when you pay attention to the details, the bigger picture will reveal itself. And that is something I hope that we can all take away from this meeting. So we have Toastmaster who's going to come ahead and evaluate the series of dots that has comprised our meeting now. And he's none other than Toastmaster Yashodhan. Toastmaster Yashodhan always starts a meeting with some joke or some comedy. And unfortunately, he's not going to be around here this time to entertain us with his humorous speech. He's taking a break, as we heard from Toastmaster Latif. He's going to be entertaining and humoring time with his family. So this time we'll be missing, we'll be at loss of that. Nonetheless, Toastmaster Yashodhan, he is our immediate past president and our great division champion. He's an area champion, division champion, club champion. And, we are happy to have you here with us today, Toastmaster Yashodhan, to hear the evaluation, to see how we have come thus far. So handing the mantle over to you, Toastmaster Yashodhan.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Am I properly audible? Because my screen a couple of times showed me that my internet connection is unstable. So I have switched to hotspot. So I was not sure whether I'm audible properly or not.
Yes, perfect.
I am. Then let's proceed. Well, for me, today's meeting was a scintillating picture of beautiful, colorful dots. Let's call upon one of the dots, our dear timer Toastmaster Biju, to tell us the time taken by the prepared speech speakers as well as the table topic speakers. Toastmaster Biju.
Thank you. So then, like, I'll just start with the. So before that, evaluation timing, we will do it later on. So then, because evaluation.
Yes, once the evaluations are complete, then I'll ask you to
do it again. Okay. Okay then. So just to thank you everyone once again, and I'll just go with the prepared speeches. And first speech was by Mr. Tommy, and it was close to get a heart attack for me because it was very close timings. As first time I see somebody has ended in 7 minutes 30 seconds, so it's like right on time, because I was doubted whether he will he will be like disqualified or not, but he ended in right on time. So I advised him not to go to that level to end the speech, because it's about 1 second he would have lost this thing. And second is Mr. Latif. Actually, because of the discussions and Q&A, because it went little over time, because it is like, I think it's 17 minutes 20 seconds went up to, because of the question and answer sections. And Kiran, it was 6 minutes and 32 seconds. And with the table topics, like we have Reha with 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and Ponnamallam it's 1 minute and 43 seconds, and Abdullah it's 2 minutes and 8 seconds. I think there's only Latif, he has exceeded time. I don't know the rules of this Q&A section, whether it's considered qualified or disqualified. Anyway, I think I think it was a fantastic meeting, and I was a bit busy with all this showing the lights, and it was great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Biju. We have all learned in mathematics that if we join two dots, it always gives us a straight line. But if we add third dot, we might not get a straight line. But today we got two straight lines of 3 dots with 3 speeches and 3 evaluations. So let's go to the first dot of evaluations, and let me call Toastmaster Ganapathy to evaluate the speech given by Toastmaster Johnny. Toastmaster Ganapathy.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator, my dear fellow Toastmasters, and my speakers, Toastmaster Jomi, Stephen in particular. Let me evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Jomi Stephen based on international speech judging criteria. The judging criteria says 50% weightage for the content and 30% for delivery and 20% for language. Let's see one by one. The content part, 50%. The speech development. There should be an opening, body, and conclusion for the speech. The Toastmaster Jomi could open the meeting in a very, very dramatic way. And there was a body in the speech which emphasized more about the different phases of life. And Toastmaster Jomi could deliver it in a powerful manner. And the conclusion was so powerful with a slogan, "Life is a journey to be experienced and not a problem to be solved." What a wonderful tagline. Let us go to the effectiveness, how the audience accepted the speech. As a listener, I felt that there was an eagerness throughout the speech, and he could create that enthusiasm and eagerness throughout the speech. And speech value. The listeners should feel that the speaker has made a contribution to their thinking. Toastmaster Jomi could convey a message that Life is full of ups and downs, but enjoy the present moment. And he could convey it in a very, very powerful manner. Let us move to the second phase, the delivery phase. Delivery phase says that 30% weightage. It says first is physical. Whether the speaker makes effective use of body language. Toastmaster Jomi could use the body language in a very, very effective manner to convey his thoughts related to speech. Let us move to the voice. He has got a wonderful voice and he is the sound that carries the message. That was the criteria. Yes, Toastmaster Jomi has a beautiful voice, which he could use it very, very wisely. Manner says that whether the speaker speaks with enthusiasm. Toastmaster Jomi has shown a lot of enthusiasm in his speech throughout and in between humor. Humor is one of the important ingredients for any speech. Let's move to the third phase of language, 20%. First says that it appropriateness, whether the speaker used the appropriate words that relate to the speech purpose. Yes, Toastmaster Jomi has used appropriate words in connection with the purpose of the speech. He has connected the dots in a very, very effective manner. Next, see the correctness, whether the speaker used the correct grammar and pronunciation. Yes, Toastmaster Jomi has used the correct grammar with the message he wants to convey. As a Toastmaster, we always aim for perfection and improvement. I have a few suggestions for Toastmaster Jomi for his future speeches as well as the contest. Since it is a contest speech, better to have more rehearsal and not to use any notes. In between, you were looking to the screen and looking for a note, and that was what you call deviating the attention of the audience. So let us not use the notes as a contest. And overall, it was a fantastic, scintillating speech, and you could connect the dots in a very, very effective manner. And I wish all the very best for your future speech and general evaluator. Thank you.
Wow, what a wonderful evaluation. It was more than evaluation, it was judging. Toastmaster Ganapathy used the judging criteria and evaluated the speech, which was a very unique way of evaluation. And as the contests are coming in, I think this type of evaluation will definitely help the speaker. Toastmaster Jomi, you started the speech in a very humorous way and ended the speech with the message. And what I liked at the end was that the message what you wanted to give, you repeated that sentence and stressed your point, which was really, really marvelous.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Welcome. Let's go to the next dot. Toastmaster Prabodha.
Yes.
Can you evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Latif, please?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening once again, everyone. One small step, one giant leap. If I remember, when Neil Armstrong stepped his foot in the moon, he sent this message. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. But the listener back on Earth, they suddenly forget, they're suddenly not able to listen the word A. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And see, today, our speaker, Toastmaster Latif, what a opening on his speech. And he scintillated today with his project by giving his speech. His vocal variety, it's fabulous. I can say he's a seasoned speaker, so his vocal variety is fabulous. Eye contact, very good, and I can say 100 to 100% for his gesture in today's speech. The audience awareness, he engaged the audience perfectly with his speech because he took the topic which is currently everyone's learning lessons, the child and parents relationship in current generation. How this is the truth of today's society and how to deal with it. He figured it out and he gives that lesson to us. It's like a take-home message to all of us. And his interest in this topic is highly compelling and well-constructed content. The response in his question and answers is appreciated. The comfort level with the new audience, I can say the appears fully at ease and he is well give his speech properly. Now it comes to the facilitation in question and answer session that he managed perfectly well. The time management, I'll come to it little bit later. So I think he may be improved a little bit in his time management. Otherwise, he was excel in his speech today. And for question and answer session, I would say if he should work on it a little bit so that he can give more window to the audience to ask more questions to his speech. And last, he should bring little humor, even if it is a serious topic, he should bring little bit humor. But altogether, I love his speech. At last, I would say he successfully completed his project. Thank you, and back to General.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pagoda. Toastmaster Latif, you joined today's meeting with the intention of talking in front of different audience. Believe me, not many seasoned Toastmasters do this. So congratulations for showing that bravery and coming here and giving your speech. At the end of the speech, you not only gave us a message, but you put us in a situation where we were compelled to ponder on a question. So we are going to end this meeting with not just the message, with that question to ponder over. Thank you very much. Let's move to the third dot. Let's welcome Toastmaster Murli for the next evaluation of Toastmaster Kiran. Toastmaster Murli.
Good evening. You know, when Kiran started with this topic, when I looked at his headline, which said, Tale of Two Cats, I thought it was a spin-off from Tale of Two Cities, and he's going to talk about his hometown and his current Bahrain city life that he's enjoying. But then when he brought in the two cats that he actually was involved in whatever way that was. One, his mother having a kitten, and two, his experience in a Turkish restaurant, and how different scenarios of how the vets or how it was treated. That was something that was very well done. You know, I believe that when you have a topic that is something that an audience can connect immediately, that makes a lot of difference. And the second most important part, which I also believe, is when your speech or whatever that you're going to say is connected to you, your personal life, it gives that extra that you can be confident, you can actually say it without much of the jargons that you want to use. And that can connect, and that was a story that people can relate to because it is your story and you have experienced it. So that makes a lot of difference. And that is what I saw today in what Kiran's speech was. And talking about pets, I love pets and I do have a couple of pets. I still do have pets. That's a different aspect altogether. And getting a pet is something that I would urge every parent to let their children experience that pet, because that is a different ballgame altogether. Coming back to the speaker, his confidence, he's a confident speaker, and that is very evident in today's speech. His language, his comfort zone on any topic or that any speech that he's doing is very comfortable. I've seen him speak in the past, and this is no surprise. The essence of the requirement of the speech was time management, and I think I would probably play it in the same way. 6 minutes, 32 seconds. It is in between and it's a safe zone. Though there are others who would say, like, stretch it to 7 minutes. I think this is perfectly fine because 6 minutes and 32 seconds, to me, it's perfectly fine. The areas that I think what you could improve on is the voice modulation when in different sequence, when you're excited, sad, angry with the wet, changing the speed, your voice modulation there makes a difference. The second part which I felt was whenever you are talking about a third person, like when you ask the person at the waiter at the Turkish restaurant about the cat, and when he was answering, it is always good to shift a little bit to you and him. That would make things a little more better. Otherwise, I think the speech was excellent, and you should do more speech. Over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Murli. Toastmaster Kiran, you told us the story of pets, story of cats, and that reminded me my personal story of pets. Just a quick story. I love dogs. So one fine day, I brought a little cute puppy in the home, and my wife stopped me at the doorstep itself. She told me that either dog will stay in the home or I will stay in the home. If you bring this little dog inside the home, immediately I'm going to go outside the home. So with the heavy heart, I took the dog inside the home. Well, jokes apart, yours was a really heart-touching story. Let's evaluate, or let's see the entire meeting from the beginning. It started very well, on time. The president gave the presidential address. What I liked about the address was that he's told us a story which I used to do last year. And one thing what I observed was he was sort of teasing me, because he told a story which I once told in one of the meetings. And then he showed us how the story needs to be told. So Toastmaster, our president, that was a great style. Probably last year, I should have contacted you to learn something more about storytelling. It was a wonderful story and wonderful start. Our TMOD, what can we say about him? He is a seasoned Toastmaster, the orator, and from the beginning to end, he took us to a wonderful flow, and it was really scintillating way. So congratulations and big round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day. All the role players, the many different dots, they did their job very well. Everyone, each one of them explained the purpose of their job. So that was something really appreciated. Now let's call our one of the dots, our counter, Toastmaster Matthew, to tell us about R's and Ums, what we use. Toastmaster Matthew.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. When TM Owen asked me a couple of days back, he asked me whether I am willing to take up a minor role, and he gave me a few options, and I chose what seemed to me the least important role, the R counter. And then now I have realized that I have bargained for one of the most difficult role, because to concentrate for 2.5 hours is not an easy joke. And I also realized there's no major or minor role in Toastmasters. Coming to the statistics, I may have missed some of them. It's my maiden attempt, and I realize that I cannot use this excuse the next time, so I might as well use it now. President Owen had 3 repeats. there was a mix-up between treasure and treasurer. Ponnambalam had one R. Jeffrey, because he happened to be speaking most of the time, he had 3 R's, 2 there was 1 so, and there were 7 repeats. Though they didn't look too obvious, but because I was trying to list them down, I had to make a count. Jomi Stephen, speaker, he had 3 repeats. Latif Mansoor had 1 repeat. Kiran had 2 repeats. One was the word enmities and the other one was verse. And there was a small mix-up between dog and cat. Raghu had no R's or ums. There was just one phrase usage. I think it was little out of place. He was using ahead of time instead of behind time. Khalid Abdullah was perfect. Nidhi had 2 repeats, introduced and conglomerate. And Jasim had 1 Yashodharan said my twice. I don't know whether he said it as a part of it, but again it was not very noticeable. Ganapathy had 2 A's and Prabodha had nothing at all. And Murli had 2 repeats, but they were not at all noticeable. So overall, it was a good experience that I had. And I want to finally say a word and thank Owen, because he taught me a few important lessons in life. One, he taught me patience to sit for 2.5 hours. Number 2, he taught me some concentration techniques. And third, and the most important truth, he showed me that I will not die if I do not use my WhatsApp for 2.5 hours. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Matthew. It was a wonderful notification. Toastmaster Ponnambalam, can we have your Grammarian's report, please?
Good evening once again. The grammarian is happy when he sees many people using the word of the day. So I was happy to see that Toastmaster Yesh used it many times, and Toastmaster Jeff, Jomi, Kiran, Raghu. I'm sorry if I missed anyone, but I was happy to see that everybody had the necessary, Owen had the necessary awareness to use the word of the day, as we all know that it is not that easy or feel confident to use it, because we'll be always thinking whether it is appropriate at this point of time. So I really appreciate all of you for having the awareness to use the word of the day at the right time. Coming to the good usages during the speeches, what I would say that is I have noted out few things. When I say few things, which I found very attractive or appealing, because maybe even if I know it, I may not be confidently using at that point of time. So I found that those usages very interesting, especially our Toastmaster of the day. No words to about Jeff. He always has excellent uses. What strike me is music to the ears and suitcase Toastmasters. You should be very confident to use it at the right time. Stellar performance and brain gymnastics. Another few humorous aspect he could bring in is avid collector of books. Even most of us are. And he introduced us to a book, which I think we should read. No Rules by Reed Hastings, and President of the Night. So these are the things which we can also try to incorporate in our future roles. And our speaker, Jomi, had excellent quote, and he used few words like ecstatic, silver lining, providence, which I wouldn't use, even if there is an opportunity, and life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. So that's what I liked about her speech. And moving on to Toastmaster Latif, picture perfect. What I liked about her speech is he used very simple words, made me very comfortable listening. I don't have to think about anything. One small step, one grand leap. Even his evaluator could rightly pick it up and attach it to the actual quote, one small step for man and one giant leap for the mankind. So I really appreciate Toastmaster Prabodha for doing that. Kiran, I liked when you said, it's not to glorify or malign someone. So that's what I liked it. And Toastmaster Yashod therein, as usual, always you try to bring in something very interesting. That is beautiful, colorful dots, all the role players. Excellent. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Prabodha, our Grammarian. Well, I must say that all role players did their job wonderfully, including our table topic master, Toastmaster Raghu, who you made the best use of the technology. Now, a couple of points which I noted, which I'd like to highlight. One thing is about the timer, Toastmaster Biju, or for everybody who are going to take the timer's role afterwards. Like when you tell about the timing criteria, at least that time or later, demonstrate the lights. That will help the speakers to know exactly how that whether are you going to flash some card or you're going to use your screen or whatever you are going to do. At the same time, you will get an opportunity to test for the last time your timing device. And one very, very important thing for everyone to remember, which we always say, that when you are in the online meeting, please, please, please keep your videos on. If you want to take a short break, you want to go to washroom or want to grab a cup of coffee, switch it off for 5 minutes and then again switch it on. See, when we are in the Crown Plaza meeting, that time we never hide our face, isn't it? Unless it is table topic session. So when online, show your presence by switching your camera on. With this, I hand over the control back to our president. Toastmaster Ovin.
Yes, you need to get the time taken by the evaluator.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Timer, Toastmaster Biju, can you tell us the time taken by the evaluators, please?
Yes, I think 3 evaluators. First was Ganapathy. And Ganapathy has taken 4 minutes and 15 seconds. It was a long evaluation. It was, it was very consecutive evaluation. And Prabodha was 3 minutes and 14 seconds. And I think the next person is Murali. It's 3 minutes and 24 seconds. So I think only Ganapathy has gone over the limit and rest is in the limit. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Although it was a very interesting and valuable evaluation, we won't be able to vote for Toastmaster Ganapathy. So with this, for the second time, I hand over the control back to the president.
Wow, we are going to finish on time, huh?
Yeah, and I steal the control back from the president. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, I stole it from him. Thank you, General Evaluator. That was a very good, crisp, and beneficial for everybody. Whenever you hear an evaluation, this is something that you want to hear, something that we can improve upon, something that you're learning. It's not just basically a reiteration of of the events that have happened, but rather it is something, at the right places where we need to improve. So thank you very much, and also for all the Toastmasters and the role players who supported you in your role as General Evaluator. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a close.
So, can I launch the poll? Can I launch the poll?
I think when I do that, when I hand the control to the president, I mean, yeah, you can, yeah. I mean, obviously it's in your hands.
Let's launch the poll.
Yeah. So you can launch the poll if you'd like. Yeah, go ahead. Wow, we have 2 more minutes and we might actually finish on time.
That's a record.
Yeah, I actually had more to say, but then I think I think this is enough, more than enough. So if everyone can fill in the polls.
Mr. Toastmaster of the day, with your permission, just a quick thing. Let me just add on that while the polls are on, let me tell you that the Speechcraft Grand Finale was excellent. I don't know if we had a meeting after that. I think this is the first meeting because I lost track of it, but it has been very well received, and the whole batch are really, really happy about it. Dr. Matthew, I must say that you took a very wise step in pushing the audiologist. She has learned a lot. She said she thanks you specifically for pushing her to do it, and that's amazing.
She was very, very happy, and I'm trying to push because I personally benefited from there. So my whole journey started from the Speechcraft, which the WNC had helped
I'm
out.
happy.
So
good. It's amazing. Now we are looking at the next Speechcraft soon. Rekha still has more to do again.
I have one more person for that now in the pipeline from my side.
Okay.
It would have been great if we could have actually converted, if there was some option where we could convert all this Speechcraft efforts into DCP points. I know a treasurer is always very happy, but it could be even, because it is an effort taken by the club. I think perhaps we should speak to, as part of the, as an option for a DCP. I think.
No, the thing is, only very few clubs do the Speechcraft. Not many.
Yeah, so even more so. So it should be like, an option for those who are going that extra effort to really receive that well-deserved DCP. I mean, that's my opinion. Obviously, that's a district level decision, or perhaps even TMI decision. So I think perhaps, those who are
it should be done by
influential.
the TMI.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because a lot of hard work is being done.
The best comment came from Dr. Sixto, who said that when first day I told them to join, I thought, what can doctors learn from Speechcraft? We always know to deal with patients and all. But he said, when I came for the session, I realized there's a lot to learn. And that's why I already have 2 people again from the laboratory to take part. Just as Dr. Matthews said, there's one more. So that's the way WMC has made a difference.
Okay, I think the polls are over. And
Yes.
I just want to close and thank you all for being the dots in the canvas painting of meeting 427. Thank you very much. It was a very educational session for me, as much I'm sure it was for you as well. Thank you once again for having me as your Toastmaster of the day, and I hope to see you next meeting as well. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chair Modi, for the stellar performance. We had a great meeting. It was indeed a scintillating one. And let me just take opinions from our guests. I'll start with Dr. Amita Dash, being a member, but she hardly attends the meeting, and she made an effort and her time was available. Dr. Amita, a couple of words from you.
Hi, thank you, PM Punambalam. Yes, always I try to attend the meeting because of some duties always be because nowadays after this COVID, our duty is 12 hours. So I always like whole day goes with the duty, and Friday duties are mandatory we take, and try to attend as much as possible. And same thing, because I'm not attending regularly, I always have that confidence is going low and low. So always try to keep like hiding from that
Rules
like
and
facing that.
yeah.
Yes. So Dr. Babu is always used to be my motivator, but I don't see him nowadays, so I don't know how to come back to this.
Okay, thank you. Do attend, please, whenever the time permits.
Yes, I will try. As Dr. Matthew said, I was always looking for small roles, but as he said, it is true. Small roles as you have to do the role, you have to be attentive, and no role is small or big. So that's true.
True. Okay, I will
Then
go
at least for getting the motivation from Dr. Babu, you should join the meeting. Well, if you don't see him in the meeting, definitely you will see him in the meeting.
Yeah.
I think that Dr. Babu has to call her regularly and motivate her. I think this is missing nowadays. As a founder president, it is his responsibility.
No, earlier I was
not only inviting, because some of the some months my duty classes with the meeting, so I can't. So for a month or two like that I miss. So then I.
Okay. TM Tommy, any opinions? Thank you, TM Amita Dash. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, it was a wonderful meeting. Overall, thank you for having me here to give a speech contest type of speech to a different audience. It was really, and the feedback I also got the same standards. Definitely, I'll improve it. This was the first time, so I had to make a crash landing. So the closing was also like bang on 7 minutes and shut off. Just a small suggestion. I don't know whether you have it in the other meetings or not. Like for your prepared speeches, 2 or 3 speakers. After every speaker, if you could give like 30 seconds, so that everybody, each one of them can give their comments in the chat box. So it would be good to listen to everybody's individual opinion. So just a suggestion, just 30 seconds or 25 seconds will do. Just that's it. Otherwise, everything went on fine.
Yeah.
Just everything went on fine. Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. A pleasure to host you. Yeah.
Result is ready.
Okay, we'll just go to Mark and other 2 guests, and then we will announce the results. Okay, Mark.
First of all, thanks to all, I mean, especially to Raghu for inviting me this Toastmaster club. And after entered to speak with all of the Toastmasters, I thought that it is a Toastmaster will be a public platform to communicate in public platform to English properly. But I come to know now, not only the public speaking, we come to know it will teach us to our lifestyle and future of the generation, how to take care of our future generation of the Mr. Latif told that very nicely topic that it will touch my my life, what is happening in our life. So it's really enjoy the Toastmaster, the way of the team, all the Toastmasters are talking, and it's talk about the listening, and it will teach us to me how to thinking and how the Toastmasters are pronouncing the words, and really it's helped me and to way of you Toastmaster, other Toastmaster are responding, how they are questioning, how they are giving the answers. So really it's pleasure to me to I will be inviting here. So thanks for the Raghu and other Toastmasters.
Thank you. Looking forward to see you more often.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, Mohammed Nabeel, quick words.
Thank you. It was nice experience here again, and I am keep finding reason to join Toastmaster this club, because when the question was asked me, I should have asked, why. I was thinking, because other three questions, I had at least one word, one sentence to talk, but I was thinking, some barrier was there. I was thinking, well, is it okay to ask whether I can answer the other previous three questions? There was no harm in it, but some barrier was in front of me. I feel not to ask that question, because I know first question asked to madam, like what parents taught. I know for me, my parents taught the money is not everything, and I could have connected that Mr. Latif speak. And the second thing to Mr. Ponnambalam, what helped us in the previous tough moments, because I know that only what we have done in the past will come to that point. It will come as friends, it will come as something else. And now I know from today's section that answer to the third question. I mean, there's no need to be nervous for asking things. Now I know that. No, there's no point in going for next time. So now I know the answer for the third question.
I'm also feeling the same thing. I'm also feeling the same thing.
In WMC, there are no barriers.
Yes.
You just voice your opinion.
Yes.
Yes. True.
Now I know.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you for
everybody.
that. Yeah, our VP membership will be approaching you for the membership to enroll you as a member. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Kedar, quick words, and then we'll go for the results. I guess Kedar is not around. Looks like, or is he there? Okay, then go ahead and announce the results, Prabodha.
Okay. So here is the result. Okay. So the result is best timer counter grammarian award goes to Toastmaster Matthew George. Best TMOD G and table topic master award goes to Toastmaster Jeffrey Abraham. Best table topic commentator award goes to DTM Rekha Uttam. Best evaluator award goes to, anyway, it's me, otherwise it should be Toastmaster Ganapathy. And best speaker award goes to Toastmaster Latif Mansoor. Thank you.
Okay, I hope we are done with today's meeting. Thank you.
Yes, the YouTube link is there. I shared in the chat box for the people who from outside, maybe they can go through to see their comments, their speeches.
Yeah, I'll be sharing. You already given this link to all the people, right? Especially the speakers from Kuwait. Yes. Okay. In case we'll do that. Anybody would like to say anything, Dr. Babu? Final words?
No, I enjoyed it. So, no, sorry, I couldn't be there throughout, but still I couldn't help it. I had to be there for some time at least, and I'm happy to see the attendance is good and a great job. Let's continue doing it. All the best. Great.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Let's, I guess I have to adjourn the meeting as per the protocols. Yes, I adjourn the meeting number 427.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening to all. Bye.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for thank you.
Thank you.